set, palemset. Now, big word. Some people say palimpsest, and that's sort of a different Americanization of the word. Palimpsest. When people started writing and they started drawing, they'd had what they call illuminated manuscripts on parchment. Now, parchment was animal skin. Animal skin that's been stretched and then made white. Right? So it's very thick, thin leather, animal skin. And what the monks did, and it was monks that used the sort of technology at the time, was they used ink and they wrote on parchment, just like parchment, the word parchment. Parchment, okay, animal skin. And those first ideas of sort of were in verse, or they were stories. They were sort of religious, what they call religious texts, religious writings. And then what happened was, because parchment was so rare and took such a long time to prepare, so it's a rare thing, the next generation of monks had different ideas. So what they did was they scrubbed it out. They literally scrubbed out what was there before on the parchment. And you can guess what happened with the next generation. They had another idea, so they wrote on it, idea, and another idea, and then the next generation of monks came along, and they had a different idea. So they rubbed it out on the same piece of parchment, and that is what's called a palimpsest. What has happened over the generations is all the old ideas, parchment, idea, began to come back through the parchment. So all of the current ideas also had the older ideas coming back through the parchment at the same time, because the ink had gone all the way through the layers of skin, right to the bottom, and then come back again as the years have gone by. So all the new ideas and other ideas coming back through. When you see them, they're beautiful objects, and they look very much like this board, where previous writings have been written and then rubbed out and changed. They've changed. The ideas have changed, so somebody else has written and another one's been rubbed out. You can take that idea further and you can say, well, okay, we live perhaps in a palimpsest landscape where people have built buildings and then taken them down again. Can you think of an example? Yeah.
As time progressed, the ground got higher from where they demolished buildings and left the rubble and built on it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's an architectural palimpsest, isn't it? Palimpsest, yeah. And the rest of the landscape, that's how it is with us. And what do you think that might be for us as human beings? What might be the equivalent for us as human beings? Anybody? Yeah.
Well, is it like our DNA? Because we get some from our parents and we get new stuff, so old stuff comes in from our parents and then that's used in us and then we get new ideas and stuff like that as well.
That sound is brilliant. That is one that I have not thought of, but is absolutely brilliant. Oh no, excellent. See, action research works. Research works, doesn't it? Brilliant. Because my thinking had always been like when you have an accident or you cut yourself and then you heal, and then as you get older, those scars sort of seem to disappear. But then as you get older still, they come back. So when you're older, your old skin, you're reminded also of backache and aches and pains. And you can remember, when you sort of fell off that bicycle, or when you had that car crash and you aches, and when you've fallen over or tripped over on your knees, you know, it's like, wow, that is like a living palimpsest. So the idea of a palimpsest is quite sort of a concept. It's a concept. And what I'd like you to do is bear that in mind when you're working with your sketchbooks. Because you can always go back, once you've done something in your sketchbook, you can go back and you can rub it out and you can change it. And you can add other things to it. So what I'd like you to do is take a bit of paper, take a bit of large paper. Now, bear in mind that you can use this paper in any way you want when we go outside, but you can use it for brass rubbings, like to capture textures. You can use it to put things on and then draw around it. You can use it sort of both sides of it, if you need be. I know, Alex, you've used both sides of yours already, so it's brilliant. So I'd just like to bring you back to your original question in your sketchbook before we go out, just to remind yourself. What was the question that you wrote alongside your kenning and your naming of the book and your own name? Just revisit that question. A few moments now, let's do that. A few moments and then we'll go out, okay? A few moments for you to think about what really interests you, what really inspires you, what you really want to find out about, okay? And just revisit that now for a few moments if you can.